There are plenty of former winners on the start line, including the defending champion Stevie Williams, whose 2025 has so far been blighted by injury. Matthias Skjelmose stunned Tadej Pogačar and Remco Evenepoel to win the Amstel Gold Race on Sunday, but the 2023 runner-up says his teammate Thibaut Nice is really the man to watch. Pogačar had to settle for second place at Amstel Gold and Paris-Roubaix before that. It's proof that he can be beaten. Still, you wouldn't bet against him landing a second win here after 2023. Well, let's take a closer look at what awaits our 175 riders. Flèche Wallonne starts in the town of Ciney for the first time, heading out over the Côte d'Hiver, but the majority of the climbs come in the second half of the race, especially when they hit the final circuit with 100k to go. There are 3 climbs each of the Côte de Ref, the returning Côte de Cherave, and of course the Mur de Huy itself. 1.3 kilometers at 9.6%. It's a truly iconic site, and it was first used as the final of this race exactly 40 years ago. It didn't take long for the early breakaway to form with 5 riders. Simon Guglielmi from Arkea B&B Hotels, Artem Schmidt of the Ineos Grenadiers, Cyril de Sal from Wagner Bazar, local boy Tom Paco from Intermarché Wanty, and Siba de Weert from Flanders Baloise. Well, the 5 escapees built a maximum gap of around 2.5 minutes, but the favourites apparently didn't want to give them too much freedom, their advantage shrinking in some truly miserable Belgian weather. Pogačar staying out of trouble as Evenepoel's Soudal Quick-Step team took control of the peloton. 2 men then tried to counter-attack, Tobias Foss from Ineos and Robert Stannard from Bahrain victorious. And they quickly bridged their way across to the breakaway to make it 7 men up at the front. They now led by around a minute. 2 more riders trying to bridge across, both from UnoX Mobility, Frederik de Varsnes and Andreas Leknesund. They were looking to catch the breakaway as de Weert was dropped from it. Well, he would soon be joined by the Norwegian pair. They soon embarked on the first climb of the Mur de Huy. Plenty of Belgian fans out, braving the rain, but the last Belgian winner, Dylan Teuns, was also going backwards. This is one of the riders from Israel Premier Tech, and this is George Bennett, the New Zealander. Oh, this is disaster. Not good news for George Bennett. How many times has George Bennett had gear problems in the finale of a key race? Not good news. That's probably the end of his race. Pidcock is there. We just noticed it at the front. Schüler is there. So is Pogačar. And here we get the acceleration now. UAE start to put the hurt on, and Pogačar goes on the wheel. Remco Evenepoel, David Formolo, Ben Healy, behind them is Tish Bonut, and riders are going backwards. And here goes the move of the team of UAE for Pogačar to rip this race to pieces. Number of riders trying to stay in a slipstream. We're at the top of the climb now. We take the right-hander, so it's all going to be about the Mur de Huy. And just sitting, and now starts to go forward. Attack of the world champion. Pogačar starts to move on the descent. Remco Evenepoel trying to come through, and UAE trying to set things up now for Pogačar. He's got to do freelancing to win this race. Thibaut Nice moves forward. 1,800 meters to go. 1,300 of them are on the Mur de Huy. 4 hours, 47 minutes of racing. Moving up on the left-hand side, Julian Alaphilippe, who's won here on 3 occasions. Alaphilippe is still there. And Healy, Thibaut Nice, Mauro Schmidt. And then behind them, it looks like the head of Martinez. So we're into the final kilometre and still no one has struck. Tadej Pogačar, the fact that he's got Jan Christen to set this tempo will make it so difficult that anybody who's further back than 8th, 9th, 10th position is going to have a hard time, especially once we get to those really, really steep gradients on the climb, and particularly onto the virage Claude Coriclion. Hard to move forward. As in the pink, Ben Healy starts to accelerate. He goes on the left-hand side with 500 meters to go, riding well within himself. And here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes now and attacks. The world champion just rides away and leads the best blind riders in the world for dust. Healy made a move on the right-hand side, but the world champion has just stamped his authority all over this race and just ridden away as though everyone else has their brakes on. The world champion Pogačar is almost at the line now as he cruises on this 17% gradients. This is incredible. The gap that he's opened up, and for everyone else behind, they're not able to do anything about this move of the world champion. He takes a look around, but he's got several bike lengths. But as he left it too late, and now Remco Evenepoel starts to fade and the head starts to fall. There is no answer right now. The world champion cruising his way to the top of this climb. It has been a perfectly executed race. Vauquelin tries to come back to Tadej Pogačar now as the world champion reaches the flat section at the top of the Mur de Huy. He's won this race before. He's been so patient today. This time, Pogačar rides solo to the top of the Mur de Huy. It is the world champion who wins Flèche Wallonne. Pogačar strikes gold yet again.
I know you want to say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life.